Hello everyone! For my first video, I'm going to talk about how to keep a diary. There are many steps to follow, but before we start, I'm going to talk about why you should keep a diary. The main reason I like to keep a diary is so I can look back at it when I'm older and look back at all the events and all the things that I did when I was younger. Diaries are also a very nice way to pass time when you're bored, and so you can write anything you want. Step 1 is to buy your diary. I would recommend buying something that suits your taste, whether it's a plain old notebook or a big journal that has a cute design on it. Also, if you want, you can decorate your diary yourself, whether it's doodle on it or paste a special scrapbook paper on it. I recommend buying something small, like this. This is my diary, and it's just a 5-star Mead little notebook that I bought a while ago, and I decided to use it for a diary. You can use whatever book you like as long as it makes you feel ecstatic to write in it. Step 2 is to use a regular ballpoint pen for your writing. Don't use utensils like markers or gel pens, because if you happen to spill something on your diary, then all of your writing will smear everywhere and it's just a big hot mess. And you want to preserve your writing for when you're older so you can look at it and not have to read something that's all smeared. Also, try not to use pencil. With pencil, your writing can get erased and it will probably diminish over time. So that's why I recommend using a regular ballpoint pen like this. So you can just click and it isn't very smeary, or it's just a great pen. Step 3 is to always write the current date on top of your paper. Here's an example of what I like to write. You'll want to do this so you can, when you read your diary later on, you know when the events happened. 4 is to name your diary. This one is optional, but I personally like to do this because it'll be fun to give your diary a nickname or a name, and it will feel as if you're pouring your feelings or what you did today to a real person rather than an inanimate object. And another reason why I wanted to name my diary is because it says I'm reading right from my diary. Also, I don't want to feel like I'm writing to an inanimate object, and writing Dear Diary makes me feel like a sissy. And I'm pretty sure it will for you too. So I named mine Anton because my favorite music artist, Zedd, his real name is Anton, and he's just I won't even get into it, but he means everything to me, and I feel like I'm like talking to him, even though I know I'm never going to meet him. So it's kind of just as if I were, talking to him about my day and how I felt that day and what happened and what's on my mind. And yeah, you can, if you're naming your diary, it could even be your dog's name, a sibling, your mom, your dad, a favorite celebrity, in my case, a best friend, a favorite character from a show. You could say Dear SpongeBob. Seriously, you can do anything you want. It's your diary. No one's gonna judge you. So yeah, it can even just be a name you really like. 5 is to write anything you want. Don't limit yourself, because your diary is your sanctuary and it's your diary. It's not anyone else's diary, it's yours. And if nothing interesting happens to you that day, then just write down what's on your mind, something that's happening earlier on in the year or in the week or the day, whatever. You can write down your feelings, if you had a bad day, good day, or if you were active that day, maybe you ran a marathon. You could even write stories, story ideas. This I like to do a lot because I personally like writing. I'm not very serious about it though, but I like to do it a lot. And I'll just write down because I have so many story ideas that I just can't get to. So sometimes I'll write my extra ones right in here, instead of on Wattpad where I put all my other stories. And you could even write song lyrics that you've been loving, or song lyrics from a song that is your jam at the time. You can write poetry. Everything you put down in your diary will be meaningful and entertaining for you when you read your diary in the future. It may not seem like it now, but when you read it when you're 30, it's going to be very entertaining for you. Step 6, fill your diary with different things. Feel free to fill your diary with drawings, pictures, or other things that correspond to the events that happened that day. Such as, maybe if you saw a movie with your friends, you could put the movie ticket from that day, you could put candy wrappers, you can put anything you want. It could even be a piece of gum. Like one time in my older diary, I was writing... my family was on a road trip and we were in Virginia or something, and I was chewing gum at the time, and then I took the gum and slapped it on the paper and was like, this is the boredom of Virginia because there's nothing to do in a car. So I just put the gum that I was chewing at the time. So it could even be that, or You just fill your diary with anything you want. I personally don't, because I just started this a few months ago, so I don't have many pages to fill, and I haven't really done anything this summer. Step 7. If you've stopped writing for days or even weeks, start again from the current day. Don't worry if you've skipped a day or even weeks. I skipped writing in my diary yesterday because I happened to be at a sleepover. But if you try to catch up with all the things that have happened in the past, then your mind is just going to explode and you're going to want to give up on writing in your diary, which we obviously don't want because our future selves would be very disappointed. So just remember to write down why you haven't written in a while, so then when you look in the future, you'll be like, oh, that's why I didn't just forget about my diary, because, yeah. Now that we know how to write in it, let's try and hide it. I'm pretty sure most of us have had parents or siblings who have found our diaries in really simple spots and read them. From my personal experience, I know my father read my diary because he ripped out a page that I wrote about him and framed it and put it in our basement. Yeah. So you need to hide your diary, or else, I wasn't talking anything bad about him. Why would I talk bad about my dad? But I was just talking about how his band, when he has band practice because he plays guitar, is so freaking loud, and I'm trying to sleep, and they're practicing in the basement, and I can't hear myself think because they're so loud, and I was just talking about how my dad plays guitar, and I drew a really crappy picture of him. This was when I was 9, and then he ripped out the page and framed it and put it in the basement, and I'm like, Dad, why would you read my diary? Back to what we were doing is where to hide your diary. You can put it under your dresser or your nightstand, underneath all your pillows. You can even put it under your mattress, like that. You can hide it amongst your other books, just like that. Or you could even put it in a drawer that you wouldn't think it would be in, like I'll just put mine and all of my art stuff, so no one will look for my diary where all my art supplies are. Before I go, I'm gonna flip through my diary and show you guys some of the things that I've written about. One thing I wrote a few days ago was songs that I was in love with, and they had happened to be Where Are You Now, The Hills, and Can't Feel My Face. So that just will remind me of the time where these songs were out and how long ago this was, and just when because these are pretty popular songs right now, right? So yeah. And a few days ago also, I went to a dance class and the teacher happened to play a ton of my favorite songs, so I wrote all the songs that she played that I liked, just so I would remember, oh, those were my favorite songs at the time, and a dance teacher just happened to play them and I was so happy. And then here I just wrote a new show that I started on Netflix, which happened to be Grey's Anatomy, and I'm still watching it and I love it to death, and yeah. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm writing Dear Anton in each page, so it's like I'm talking to Zed himself. So I just talked about how I'm seeing him in concert this September, and I talked about the whole plan, and yeah. So when I read it in the future, I can just see oh, this is when I knew I was going, all that stuff. Hope you guys liked this video. I'll see you next time.